What is up, everyone? I am Eric with 17 Shard, and I'm here to give you my top 10 for The Lost Metal, the 4th Mistborn Era 2 book. And man, there's a lot of really cool stuff that happened in this book. I had a lot of trouble getting this just down to 10 things, but I got there. I sort of combined some things, and I got it to 2 honorable mentions. So we got sort of 12 things here, and that'll just have to do. These are not going to be in any particular order other than what I felt with. I'm going to start with number 1 and go up rather than going 10 down to 1, and that's what I'm going to do. And so you're just going to have to deal with that. So obviously, massive spoilers here. If you haven't finished the book, this video will still be there. So, hey, no hurry. But if you're already done, great. Because I'm posting this the Thursday after the book came out. But, so I know you might not be done. But hey, I did this for Rhythm of War. And this book's way shorter than that. So that should be good enough. Okay, all right. So massive spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The frickin' Ghostbloods are in the book! They're just there! They're a huge part of this book! It's all of Marassi's plot in this book, and it's so good! We see Kelsier. Well, I guess we do see Kelsier personally. I was gonna say we don't see him personally, but we do see him personally. At the end, we got a POV of him. We see Shai. Shai's back, and she is lovely. I loved her in this book. It's so good to see her again. And it totally makes sense that she would be a Ghostblood agent. Like, it just works so well for me. We saw Aethers. Oh, it is so good. And don't forget, we saw Kais from Elantris. She's actually going to be one of the 3 protagonists of the Elantris sequel. So that's interesting. She's codenames are stupid. Love that. Twin Soul is just so great. We also saw Iatil's brother, so that was cool. But just, I just loved going to the Ghostblood hideout and just seeing all this crazy stuff. Oh, in Purified Door, all the Cosmere stuff. Oh, it's so good. It's easily my favorite part of this book. I love that whole plot line. It's so good. Number 2, Discord, baby. This is a theory that's been in the fandom for a long time, but we're here. Because you know what Telson says? Telson says, Harmony knows he's growing impotent, that Discord, capital D, is near, and so he created you, a sword, who can act when he cannot. And for those of you who don't remember, way back in Mistborn Era 1, there's a really cool epigraph right in the Final Empire that goes like this. He shall defend their ways, yet shall violate them. He shall be their savior, yet they shall call him heretic. His name shall be Discord, yet they shall love him for it. And it's that same capital D. It's gonna be so good. I don't think it's gonna go well for our friend Sazed here, cause yeah. He's gonna turn to Discord, and I think that's gonna be a big part of Mistborn Era 3, and I'm so into it. I can just imagine him being like, well, you guys are complaining that I can't act enough? Well, how do you like me acting all the time? And I'm just gonna destroy stuff and preserve other stuff. Oh man, it's going to be so juicy. And so related to that, I got number 3, which is Kelsier and Sazed's conversation at the end of the book. That Kelsier epilogue. Oh, it's so good. I can just so see how this is setting up like a Kelsier versus Sazed conflict. And there's a lot of comments how the Ghostbloods and Harmony's agents aren't getting along in the book. And I just love that so much. And I think Kelsier is going to have to kill Sazed after he turns to Discord. I think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be so brutal. That's my hot take. I have no justification for it. And then once Harmony's dead, or Discord's dead, I guess, I guess it'd be Discord then, then we can just use the dead shards to charge up all the batteries for spaceships in Era 4. You heard it here first. Number 4, the scene where Harmony shows Wax that Battle of Luthadel, like, as Wax is going up the tower, and it's just being the sword, right? And Sazed just gives him that vision of just what it was like at the Battle of Luthadel. Chills every single time. I love that scene. It's one of my favorite in the book. It's just so nice that even though Sazed is being warped by these powers, right, that he's still the same person we knew in Era 1, and that is delicious. That's why it's going to be so depressing when whatever happens that he turns to Discord, it's going to be brutal. We're going to be destroyed. Maybe literally. Number 5. Wayne's big hero moment at the end with the Ultra Bendalloy and his death. Oh, I love the Wayne character work in this book, and it's so excellent. I love Harmony saying, oh, you know, I thought I needed Wax, but it turns out I needed you as well. And that Wayne could be like the only one who actually solves this problem. Oh, it's so good. And I love when he like super burns Bendalloy, that like God froze, like, oh, it's so good. And like, I love him, you know, in Shadesmar talking with Harmony at the end. One of my honorable mentions actually is don't ruin the moment by being all skeevy. So good. Number 6, the Men of Gold and Red. They're here, and they're almost here. We saw them, but we dealt with them. Wow, they're terrifying. Yeah, they don't seem particularly nice, and Autonomy apparently just has this army. Oh, and Autonomy can just make a perpendicularity? Okay, sure. I love how there's the line that's like, oh, this is inexplicable. We have no idea why Autonomy can do this. It's like, oh, thanks, Brandon. That'll sure keep us all talking about how that worked, and how I guess it's purified door, and it required Metalborn there to make the perpendicularity work. I don't know about the mechanics, but man, I am terrified about Autonomy's army. So I kind of think Kelsier's got a point that, yeah, there's a lot of forces in the Cosmere, and they will kind of crush the Scadrians, and so they kind of got to get on that. So don't necessarily agree with all Kelsier's saying all the time, but I think he's got a good point there. Yeah, but it was just so great to see the Men of Gold and Red, not red and gold. I think we've all been bamboozled, because I always said as red and gold, but it's actually gold and red. I'm never going to get this right for my entire life. Number 7. I didn't go into it in point number 1 with the Ghostbloods, but I love when Twin Soul drinks the door and just becomes the giant Aether rock monster and just wrecks everyone. And that moment is so awesome. I love it just so much. I definitely like it more than Shy turning into an Elantrian. I actually thought that was a little disappointing, but I love Twin Soul just being badass, because Marassi's like, oh, you know, he's really old, how useful he's going to be. And the answer is very useful. He is an awesome badass, especially when you have this pure energy, and it is just so good. Plus, it's really great to see Aethers be canon. Like, this is the first time we're seeing Aethers in canon formally, which Brandon's been thinking about for a really long time. If you want to see the original implementation of Aethers, you can go to 17shard.com and you can get a manuscript of it eventually. You can post in our forum topic for it, and we'll send it to you eventually, but we have to do it manually. But Aethers are pretty different now from what I hear. I actually haven't read Aether. Oops. But really great to see Aethers in person, I guess. Number 8, the reveal of the community. Hey, the kidnapped women plotline in Alloy. It's back. We get to see them. I'm so glad. Like, I knew Brandon wasn't gonna, you know, forget about this, but it's really nice to actually see them again and have that be such an important part of the book. And like, I thought that was really cool. What I really love is how they essentially used movie magic to be like, oh yeah, the world's totally destroyed. And they just use a model. Like, I love it. And it totally makes sense that our heroes would be like, whoa, what the hell is this, when they've never seen a movie before. So I really liked that. Number 9, the scene where Wax and Wayne chat just before they go to the Shaw. I loved that scene. There's such great character work basically before the big final showdown there. It was really nice to see Wax and Wayne together. Like that scene really kind of made the Wax and Wayne plotline for me. It was really lovely to see, and I just love that character work so much. And lastly, number 10. I know a lot of these are being stuff from Era 1 and Cosmere stuff, but, you know, I did like Marasi, Wax, and Wayne and stuff like that. There's really good. But God, wasn't it so cool when Marsh showed up and he's just totally awesome role-playing his death? And once he gets the mayor out of there, he's just like, so tired. Like, he both loves the RP, but also is like so sick of the RP. Like, Marsh is a delight. I can't wait to see like Marsh interact with Sazed and Kelsier on screen. Like, that's gonna be really cool. He's that third leg of that stool, right? So that's gonna be really important eventually, and how that interplay works out. My favorite line is when they're like, how did you do that? And he's just Duralumin and a lot of practice. Marsh is amazing. I'm so glad he's still alive. I don't know how well, you know, that trace amount of Atium's gonna keep him going, but good for Marsh. I hope we'll continue to see him like long in the future, like in Era 4 there. I already talked about one of my honorable mentions with hey, don't ruin the moment by being skeevy. Hilarious line. Wayne was really hilarious in this book, and just his character work is a highlight for sure for me. My last one is Hoyd saving Wax, and he's just like, your carriage, sir. I have no idea why Hoyd is Wax's carriage person. Like, I guess he knew that it was very important for Wax to do this. I assume Hoyd's doing more than it seems, because he always is. And maybe he's doing it like at Harmony's behest as well, right? Because that's after the epigraphs. But I don't know. I just love... I love it because he's been the carriage man for Wax for quite some time. And so I just really liked that. Oh, another honorable mention. I love Hoyd and Shy giving each other stink eyes right at the beginning of part 2. I really want to see more of that. It's totally believable that Shy would do that for Hoyd. So that's my top 10 with some honorable mentions. Put in the comments below your top moments for the Lost Metal. This weekend, we will have our Lost Metal Reactions 1. We're actually going to have 3 different Lost Metal Reactions topics. Three? Yes. So we're going to have a lot of those, and we're going to have topics pretty soon after as well. So lots to come. Let me know what you think below, and put your crazy moments, and then we'll have plenty more Lost Metal content here to come on the channel. So I'll see you all next time.